Okay, so this is the Korg Krome. This is a workstation and it comes in 3 flavours, 61 keys as you see here, 73 keys with synth action and also an 88 key version with weighted keys. This is the 61 key version and it's a workstation, so we've got lots of different modes to do different things. We've got program mode, single sounds. Combi stands for combination of 16 programs together, layered or split as you need, and also a 16 track sequencer as well with full mix controls as you can see. So we're going to start off in program mode with this nice piano sound, which is derived from the Kronos. And they're full length, uncompressed, unlooped samples. So if you play a low note like I'm doing here, you hear that it sustains at its proper length. And I'm using the octave shift buttons here to change octave on the piano. You've got real-time controls here, so if we want to add some reverb, we can do that, or some chorus maybe to the piano, which is really nice. So you get that really full-on kind of chorused sound. To change sound, you just go to category. You've got your categories left, categories right. So I'm just going to stay in keyboard and I'm going to go to an electric piano. This is a really nice Rhodes sound, Mark 1. Again, bringing in an effect. This time it's a phaser. And I'm going to bring in some reverb as well. They're really dynamic sounds as well. So when you dig in, you get that bite back. Press drum track and it'll give you a pattern. Every single sound has a drum track. So you can choose your pattern, you can go into the mixer tab and see your preset and change your pattern if you want to, your drum pattern, and also the kit it's playing on, and also the volume as well. Other sounds which are nice, let's go into our string category, which is there, and go for these nice Arco stereo strings, add a little bit of reverb to it. So very dynamic string sounds. You can also use these real-time controllers on my left to actually change the sound in real time. So for instance, if you want to change your synth controls, things like cut-off, resonance and the release and the intensity of the envelope, you can do that. So let's go and find a synth bass sound. Press this until it flips up to tone. Now I've got my filter. Change the release. So you can tweak it out as it plays, and of course you've got your arpeggiator built in as well, so it'll play a pattern. Add in your drum track. Some of the other sounds are really great as well. For instance, the drum kit, one of the drum kits, again, is taken from the Kronos, our flagship synthesizer and workstation. So what we've got here are 2 oscillators, and we can bring up the mixer and see those 2 oscillators and the levels of them. And basically the oscillators represent different mic placements of the drum kit. So oscillator 1 is the close mic kit, so we can hear that on its own. Oscillator 2 are the overhead, so you get more room ambience. And these are the levels, so I can adjust that. And then you can mix them together to get that really full-bodied sound. And then you can adjust it to suit. So you can really sculpt your drum sound exactly as you want, very easily, and then just write your own program so you can customize it very quickly. So that's what program mode is all about. Let's go into Combi mode now. The screen changes and it gives us access to up to 16, 8 per screen, sounds. So for instance here we've got piano and strings layered. And you can see which one's on triggering because you get the little velocity meters. I can go into the mixer and change the levels on the screen, or I can use the dial there to do that. You also get pan controls here, as you can see. You also get arpeggiator, 2 arpeggiators in this mode, and a drum track as well. So you can have, say, a bass line on one of the parts, which is this one here, maybe a synth part, and maybe some drums as well. You also have solo switches, so you can just hear just those parts. So you can bring your parts in and out very easily. Again, the combis are categorized, so you go to the top, categories down the left and right, and then you're into what you want to do. So I'll show you another couple of examples in Combi mode. Here we've got some sounds layered together, so we've got some guitars, horns, bass, higher up some strings and horns as well, and I've also got the drum track running for this kind of thing. So you can do that kind of layering thing where you've got different zones. You can see your mixer with the different levels, and also here you can see the zones. And if you want to see more depth, you can just go page, zones, and then you can get an overview of where your key zones are. And also your velocity zones. So you can use it not just for sounds in zones, but you can also velocity switch as well. And you can use it in a kind of a different way for synths as well. So for instance, if I want to stack synths together but at different pitches, and then just by playing one note activate different synths, I can do that. So here we got this nice super saw wave type sound. And then it'll bring in the different layers when I play. And let's add in the drum track, and you've got this. As I said, you can also use your Combi mode for really complex layering and velocity switching. So we've got an orchestral sound here, which again really changes when I dig into the keys. Add in the drum track, you've got this sort of thing. So you've got your kind of full-on orchestral thing. Now what I really love about the Krome is the immediacy of the recorder as well. Just like on the Kronos, you can jump straight from Combi or program mode at any time and capture that moment of inspiration in the sequencer by pressing record. Set it to record, okay. So now I've got that same sound with all the same effects and everything and the patterns ready to record. So I've now captured that as a recording. Change the speed. I can go in, revoice it, change the levels, change the pan positions, go and edit the MIDI data, do pretty much whatever I want. Okay, so that's one way of recording using the quick record, but you can also record in a more linear way, so in a more regular way sort of thing. So you've got your 16 tracks on 2 different pages, and then you can just build it up track by track. A nice way of doing that is actually to load a template song, and what that does is it voices it for you in a set genre, if you like. So you've got pop, rock, jazz, Latin, and all these other different types, and that voices it automatically and puts some nice effects on it for you. Or you can actually make your own as well. So you've got these initial song templates which are users. So I've created one here, like an 80s one. So I'm going to load that. And what that's done is it's actually brought in some sounds that I like for this particular song. And it's also, in this case, it's split my keyboards into different sounds. So I've got my drums, I've got my bass, I've got a synth, guitar, and another synth at the top. If I go into my preferences, I'm going to set it to loop for 4 bars. Which means that I can just keep looping round and round and overdubbing, which is very quick and also a great way to record. Also, you can set your resolution. So the recording I did earlier, I had that on high, which meant it captured every nuance of what I played, and it didn't quantize it or shift it in any way. But like, if I want to record something really tight, like the drums, for example, or something like this, which lends itself to be very heavily quantized, I can set this value to, say, 16ths or 8ths or whatever I want to. 16th semiquavers in this case. So now I'm going to record. So I'm going to go hit record. There's my click. As soon as I press play, it'll give me 2 bars in, counts me down, and I'm away. Drums. So there's my drum part. Let's lay down a bass line over the top. So we've got a bass line, nice little rhythm guitar part. Synth. And a nice little bell to finish it off. So now I've made my 4-bar loop, which I can listen back to. But what's great about the Krome is the editing. So I can go into page, and I can go track edit. I can see my recording as a track view, but I can also press a little magnifying glass and I can actually zoom in or zoom out and see my data in a piano roll view. So I can get right in and then I can start editing. So I can drag stuff around. I can change the length of notes by selecting them. Change velocities. Here, I can even draw in notes or erase. For people who like to work in that kind of grid basis, drag the whole mix around, show it as drum notation, and I can even draw in controller information. So that could be velocity as it is there, but it could be also any other control change lane as well. So incredibly intuitive and flexible and easy to use. One of the best editing platforms on a workstation. So you press done and then all your edits are there. Once you've done, you can save onto an SD card at the back, and you can save either an SEQ file, which is a Korg format, but you can also export as standard MIDI file, which can be read by anything. You've also got USB on the back, so you can connect to your computer, and you can download a free Krome editor as well, and that way it's like a plugin within your DAW, whichever one you're using. So the integration is very nice. So that's what the Krome's all about. Thanks for tuning in, and see you next time.